The paper didn't slide loudly, that's what I remember. A soft whisper across polished wood. 68%, circled in red ink. My ex-wife's father didn't look at me when he said it. Accept the pay cut, or we'll find someone who will. The fluorescent lights hummed above us, steady, indifferent. I counted the breaths between his words. 1, 2. He knew I was a single dad of 3, knew which school pickups I couldn't miss, knew the weight of groceries against a shrinking paycheck. He finally raised his eyes. Not angry, not apologetic. Clinical. A man amputating a limb and calling it necessary. I need 24 hours, I said. My voice surprised him. Calm always does. That night, after the kids fell asleep, I stood in the dark kitchen, phone glowing, the number already memorized. CEO, their biggest rival. I hadn't spoken to him in years. He answered on the second ring. I was wondering when you'd call, he said. That's when I understood. This wasn't a negotiation. It was an execution that assumed I wouldn't fight back. They were wrong. Betrayal doesn't announce itself. It leaks. I'd felt it months earlier, subtle shifts, meetings I wasn't invited to, projects quietly reassigned, my access limited under the excuse of streamlining. At home, the echoes were louder. My ex-wife's voice still lived in the walls, her laugh, her lies. She'd cheated before the divorce. I'd known it then. What I didn't know was how deep the roots went. Her father had championed me when I joined the company, called me family, spoke of loyalty like it was inherited. After the separation, something changed. He stopped saying my name in meetings, started calling me the resource. That paper on the table wasn't about money, it was about ownership. I saw it clearly now. They weren't downsizing, they were erasing me, slowly enough that I'd blame myself. I nodded in that office like a man already beaten. Inside, I was inventorying everything, every system I built, every client relationship, every undocumented workaround keeping their infrastructure alive. They thought I was cornered. They forgot who taught them where the corners were. I didn't confront anyone. I never do. I watched. Late nights turned into audits, access logs, internal emails forwarded to personal storage. Patterns emerged. My projects weren't being reassigned randomly. They were being funneled toward my replacement, a junior hire, cheap, loyal to the VP. I found calendar invites with my name removed, strategy sessions discussing post-transition stability. At home, I mirrored the same discipline. The kids slept, I researched. The rival company's expansion plans, their pain points, their desperate need for someone who knew my employer's architecture from the inside out. I hadn't realized how valuable I'd become until someone tried to steal me from myself. Still, I verified everything. One assumption can kill a clean exit. I checked my employment contract. The non-compete had a flaw. Geographic scope too narrow. Sloppy lawyering. I smiled for the first time in weeks. Control isn't loud, it's patient. The offer arrived at 2:17 a.m. Encrypted email, clean language, triple my current salary, full executive autonomy, immediate start. They didn't negotiate, they already knew my worth. The next morning, I returned to that office. The VP looked relaxed, victorious. He slid a pen toward me. I slid something back, a resignation letter, effective immediately. His smile faltered. "You'll regret this," he said, voice cracking just enough. I leaned forward. "I know about the transition meetings," I said softly. "The replacement, the data migration you don't know how to finish." Silence swallowed the room. "I built the fail-safes," I continued. "You can't touch them without me." He opened his mouth, closed it. For the first time he saw me, not as family, not as disposable, as a problem he couldn't solve. I didn't raise my voice. I stood. "By Monday," I said, "your biggest client will be ours. They signed last night." His hands trembled, barely. "You can't." I already did. I paused at the door. "Oh," I added, almost kindly, "the pay cut?" I framed it, reminder of what desperation looks like. I left him alone with his paper. By noon, my inbox exploded. Legal threats, pleading calls, silence from my ex-wife. She knew what her father had done. She always did. I didn't answer any of it. Revenge doesn't require witnesses. That evening, I picked up my kids from school. We got ice cream. Chocolate dripped onto the pavement. They laughed. I listened. The company faded into abstraction. So did my ex-wife. So did the man who thought he could starve me into obedience. Power isn't domination. It's knowing when to leave and taking everything that matters with you. I tucked my kids into bed that night, phone face down. For the first time in years, there was no noise in my head, just space. And in that space, I understood the truth they never did. I was never trapped. I was waiting.